He buried his dad in the morning, then did the unthinkable that same night. What an 11-year-old boy did on the day they said goodbye to Kyle Busch will leave you speechless. And what nobody saw coming next changed NASCAR forever. Stay with me because what I'm about to show you, the cameras almost missed it, and the entire racing world is still trying to process it. Before I tell you the story, I need you to do one small thing. Hit that subscribe button right now because what you're about to hear is the kind of story big media won't cover the way it deserves. We tell the human side of NASCAR here, the stories behind the helmet, behind the wins, behind the silence. So subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's get into it. Trust me, you do not want to miss what happens near the end of this video, because there's one detail about a number, a garage, and a promise that's going to stop you cold. Hours, not days, not weeks. Hours after saying goodbye to his father, Brexton Busch strapped himself into a race car and drove. It was Tuesday night, June 2nd, Charlotte Motor Speedway. An 11-year-old boy quietly climbed into his neon green number 18 Legend car and started turning practice laps. No big announcement, no press conference, no cameras chasing him. Just a kid doing the one thing he had always done with his dad. And then the photos hit the internet, and the entire NASCAR world froze. This isn't a feel-good story you scroll past. This might be the single most quietly powerful moment NASCAR has seen all year. And the reason why is going to hit you harder once you hear what happened earlier that same day. Because before he ever touched that steering wheel, something happened in private that almost nobody was supposed to know about. Earlier that morning, a private memorial service was held for Kyle Busch somewhere in the Charlotte area. The location wasn't shared. The names of the people inside weren't released. But the sport knew. Everybody in that garage knew. Kyle Larson had hinted at it the night before after winning his dirt race in Iowa. He told reporters, "We know how much the Busch family means to all of us, and we greatly miss Kyle. We get to celebrate his life tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to doing that, and I want to send that money to them." Then he announced he was donating his race winnings to Bundle of Joy, the charity Kyle and Samantha Busch built to help families struggling with infertility. Fox Sports reporter Bob Pockrass confirmed the service. And the next morning, retired NASCAR legend Mark Martin said everything that needed to be said in one short tweet. "My eyes watered a lot yesterday. 5 words. That's all it took. And if you think that was the emotional peak of the day, wait until you hear what happened only hours later." That same evening, while most people were still trying to process the news, Brexton Busch showed up at Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. He was there to run practice laps for the Cookout Summer Shootout, a weekly Legend Car Series event held at the track. Charlotte Motor Speedway posted the photos, and within hours, those images were everywhere on every NASCAR feed, every fan page, every group chat. But here's the part that hit different. He wasn't alone out there. Stay with me because this is where the chills start. Keelan Larson, Kyle Larson's son, was right there with him. Owen Harvick was there too. And several of the Legend cars circling that track that night were carrying memorial decals for Kyle Busch. The same track where Kyle had raced, where he had won, where he had built a legacy was quietly honoring him while his 11-year-old son ran laps on that exact same asphalt. Now, if that gave you goosebumps, just wait, because to understand the full weight of what happened that Tuesday night, you have to understand exactly who Kyle Busch really was, and what he meant to the sport. Kyle Busch was a 2-time NASCAR Cup Series champion. He won the title in 2015 and again in 2019. He holds the all-time record for combined wins across NASCAR's top 3 national series, 234 victories. He is the all-time wins leader in the NASCAR Xfinity Series with 102 wins, and he is the all-time wins leader in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with 69 wins. In 762 career Cup Series starts, he won 63 times. Nobody in the modern era reshaped what dominance looked like the way Kyle Busch did. He didn't just race. He rewrote the record books. His final race came on May 15th at Dover. He led 147 laps in a dominating Truck Series performance, his 234th win, and the last one of his career. 6 days later, on May 21st, Kyle Busch died at the age of 41. And how it happened is something nobody saw coming. Severe pneumonia had quickly progressed into sepsis. His death certificate listed a chain of events that pushed the infection into full septic shock. The medical examiner estimated he had sepsis for only 1 day before he died. One single day. Let that sink in. And before I tell you what one of America's top doctors said about how this even happens to a healthy 41-year-old athlete, drop a quick comment below with just one word: rest in peace, champion. Because trust me, the family is going to see it. And the next part is going to give you a chill. Dr. Todd Rice, professor of medicine and director of the intensive care unit at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, explained it in a way that haunts you. He said young, healthy people tend to tolerate infection pretty well. But when it gets really severe and they get really sick, they call it falling off the cliff. They're cruising along, maybe they don't feel great, but they're doing okay. And then suddenly everything just fails. The day before Kyle Busch died, he was on a racing simulator. The day after he died, he was scheduled to race. His body gave no visible warning until it was already too late. And what Richard Childress Racing did next is something the NASCAR world will never forget. The team pulled the number 8 from competition immediately. They released a formal statement that gave fans chills. Kyle Busch was instrumental in the design of RCR's stylized number 8, and it has become synonymous with Kyle and an important symbol for his fans and the NASCAR industry. No one can carry it forward to the level that he did. The number 8 is reserved and ready for Brexton Busch when he is ready to go NASCAR racing. That number is sitting in a garage right now, waiting for a boy who isn't even old enough to drive a streetcar yet. And if you think Brexton is just a kid who happened to be born into racing, you have no idea what this 11-year-old has already done. Hang with me, because the numbers about to come out of my mouth do not sound real. Brexton Busch has been racing since he was 5 or 6 years old. Last year alone, in 2025, he won 48 races. Not 48 starts, 48 wins. Across legend cars, bandoleros, micros, bandits, late models, and sprint cars. He is the defending legend car national champion. And he has racked up over 100 career wins in total. This is not a projection. This is not hype. This is already documented. But the part that makes Brexton's story hit different is not the trophies. It's something far deeper. Kyle Busch wasn't just his father. He was his crew chief, his coach, his constant presence at every single track from the very beginning. If you watched any race weekend Kyle Busch was at in recent years, Brexton was right there. In the garage, at the hauler, on the pit box. The two of them were inseparable. Racing wasn't just something Brexton did. It was the language he and his dad spoke every single week. And earlier in 2026, that bond produced a moment that nobody who saw it will ever forget. Brexton raced against his father for the first time at the Tulsa Shootout. And Kyle Busch posted about it himself on social media afterward. He said, "Even though he may not admit it, Brexton Busch was having just as much fun as I was. That was the last full racing season they had together. And now, at 11 years old, Brexton has to carry it forward alone. With a number 8 RCR car already waiting for him in a garage, ready for when he turns 16 for the Truck Series and 18 for the Cup Series. The path is already paved. And here's the wild part. That path Brexton is walking right now is the exact same one that built the biggest names in NASCAR today. Stick with me, because what I'm about to show you connects 3 generations of legends. Legend cars built Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Dale Earnhardt Jr. All of them came up through this exact pipeline. And Kyle Busch himself started right here in legend cars back in Las Vegas before he climbed all the way up to become the most prolific winner in the sport's history. Brexton is now on the same track, in the same series, at the same stage of his development that his father was once at. This isn't just racing. This is destiny being written in real time. And the Cookout Summer Shootout isn't some weekend hobby event. Last year, Cup Series drivers Bubba Wallace and Shane Van Gisbergen stepped into legend cars for this exact race. And Van Gisbergen's recent oval performances make it crystal clear those laps carry real competitive weight. This is high-stakes developmental racing. The names Brexton is sharing a track with right now are going to be familiar names in NASCAR garages within the next decade. And the moment his father passed, the sport didn't just mourn. It stopped. It stopped completely. The Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway on May 24th became a full tribute. The front row was left empty during the pre-race ceremonies. Pole sitter Tyler Reddick left a gap. A missing man formation for Kyle Busch in pole position. And what happened in the drivers' meeting before that race is something that broke a lot of people. NASCAR CEO Steve O'Donnell addressed the crowd, then turned directly to the Busch family, Samantha, Brexton, Lennox, Kyle's parents Tom and Gay, and his brother Kurt Busch. He looked them in the eyes and said, "Brexton and Lennox, your dad loved you with all his heart. Everyone gathered here, everyone behind you, everyone watching on TV, and all those people up in that grandstand are your family, and we've got you." They started performing Kyle's signature bow after their victories. Kyle Larson did it. Daniel Suarez did it. Denny Hamlin did it. The gesture spread across the garage like a silent agreement. This sport wasn't moving on without recognizing exactly what it had lost. And then came Tuesday night. Fans, drivers, media, social platforms, everyone reacted the same way. One Reddit user said it best. Kyle's son has a look on his face, not of a grieving boy, but a young man taking care of his mother. Amazing courage. And here's the part that really shows you the weight of this moment. Even people who had spent years booing Kyle Busch from the grandstands, and there were many of them, couldn't ignore what they were seeing. Whatever complicated history fans had with Kyle the driver, none of it survived the image of his 11-year-old son climbing back behind the wheel on the day they said goodbye to him. And there's a reason, a real reason, why Brexton went to that racetrack that Tuesday night. And it's not the reason most people think. Grief doesn't follow a schedule, but racing demands total mental presence. It is one of the very few things in this world where the physical discipline, the focus, the concentration it requires, it forces your mind to stay in the present. For a child who grew up on racetracks, who learned this sport from his father, who spent more of his life inside a racing garage than almost anywhere else, getting back behind the wheel wasn't impulsive. It was probably the only thing that still felt normal. That racetrack wasn't a distraction from his grief. It was the place where he and his father had always existed together. Going back wasn't running away. It was returning to the one place in this entire world that still made sense to him. Brexton Busch didn't have to race that Tuesday night. Nobody forced him. Nobody told him he had to. He chose to go to the place where they had always been together. And he drove. And that, more than any record book or any future championship, tells you exactly what kind of competitor this kid is going to become. And I want your honest answer in the comments right now. Is climbing back into the car this fast the right move for a grieving 11-year-old? Or is that racetrack exactly where he needs to be right now? There is no wrong answer. And the conversation under this video is going to be worth reading more than the video itself. If the human side of the sport matters to you, not just the standings, not just the wins, not just the trophies, but the stories happening beyond the finish line, hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't already. Because this is exactly the kind of coverage we do here. The story isn't over. There's still so much more coming for the Busch family. And you don't want to miss what we cover next.